Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode. And today is another day of first impressions. My name's Wayne Johns. I'm a fashion, beauty and advertising photographer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Pixapro ST-IV transmitter for Fujifilm cameras with the Pixapro lighting systems. Those of you outside of the UK may know it as the Godox X Pro system. Okay, let's run intros and then we're going to have a little look. Back in a minute. Well, here we are, and here we have it. It's only recently come out in the UK. It's been delayed. I know outside of Europe and other places in Europe have had it before us, for other camera systems, for Nikon and Canon, and I think Sony. Not too sure on that one. But yeah, here it is, finally. I've been waiting for this for a long time. So yeah, here we are, the new one. First impressions out of the box, user interface is so much better. Let me just bring that up close to camera for you. So much better. I'll do a little talk through on screen with that one in a second. So first off, we've got a new display. Now the previous one that I was using was the ST-III, which looked a bit like this. Okay, similar size, shape. This one's angled. The new one sits angled on top of the camera now. So I'm holding that so you can see. So it's angled on top of the camera, whereas this one sat flush. But the thing is, I don't mind that. Actually, I don't mind it. Best thing is, it's got a nice big display. This one had a little display at the back. And making menu selections and choices was a bit of a pain in the backside, to be honest. Had this little scroll wheel on the side and you had to press group to change a channel, and the display was small on one line at a time, and there was a delay in when you moved the wheel that the action actually took place. It's only a split second, but it was enough to throw you off, especially in a shoot. So that one, gone. Okay, may go in a bag for a backup, but I may just buy another one of these. Now, the joy of this with the Pixapro systems is that if you're using any Pixapro or Godox lighting, then your transmitters, your receivers are generally built into your lights, so you only need the transmitter. You don't need, and he's looking for, where have I put them? You don't need a receiver at the other end. Only if you cross-brand, maybe you might need it, or slave, put them on slave units and things like that. So this unit here, really nice. We now have buttons down the left hand side, groups A, B, C, D and E. You can change that above those groups if you want in the menu systems, really nice. But now if you want to change anything on the menu, you literally, I've only got one light connected to this at the moment, but you literally just change your dial. Just press OK in the middle and you've just changed the power of your light. You can turn your modeling bulb on and off from here. You can turn the light on and off from here. Now for the Fuji systems, I'm going to be just popping this on my GFX today, and we're going to look to see how easy it is, especially for Fujifilm shooters as well, how easy it is to connect this up for TTL mode. Not that I ever used TTL mode in my life, I never have done in my whole career. Kind of see some benefits to it in other areas, but not in my industry and not for me in the way I shoot. I like full control. But also high-speed sync, okay? It's got high-speed sync built into these as well. Same as the old one did, but a much nicer way of doing it. So I'm going to be testing this one with the new City 600 Pro unit and just connecting it up, see if they're talking to each other properly. And then we're basically just going to pop that on my GFX, okay? Now, you got to remember, GFX is medium format. My normal sync speed on this is 1/125th of a second. 1/125th of a second, okay? But high-speed sync built in here. I've got the functions in my menu in my camera as well, and I've got the functions in the menu on the new ST-IV or the new X Pro, if you want to call it by the Godox name. So we're going to connect those two up. We're going to turn our light on and see how easy they talk. Make sure your camera's turned off. You don't want to be those pins doing any cross communication on the circuitry of your camera. So there you are. There it is on my camera. It does stick up in the air a little bit, But, you know, previous to that, and I still do when I use other pro studios where I don't take lighting and I use other brands like Profile or Broncolor, I do still take pocket wizards with me, and I have a whole host of those. So I generally have about 4 that I take with me. So straight out of the bag, about in the UK about £50 or £54. Pocket wizards, these are +3s. We know how expensive these can be. Okay, really expensive. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to handhold this one, okay, just to go through functionality. Now I know you're not going to really see a lot of what's going on, but I will do some close-ups in a moment. So first off, my camera's on. You can see it, just my LCD screen looking at everything. I've just turned my light on, my City 600 Pro. That's on now. You can see the display on there with the reflections. My transmitter is on. That's on as well. And my camera's on. So let me just do a test on my transmitter. Already working. Don't even have to pair them up. Amazing. I'm on channel 1 and group A. Channel 1 group A, that's the only thing I've had to change on here. So straight away they're already connected. And I can see that on my, let me just see if I can turn the light on for this one for you. So that's already showing 256th, and that is showing 256th setting. Okay, if I now change the dial on the back of this, 64, oh, and the light's gone again, and that's already at 64. So it's talking to it straight away. They're talking to each other. Nice and simple. If I fire a test shot, working just fine in normal mode. Really like that. Nice and simple, straight out of the bag. Good thing is, I can just scroll this wheel and it just changes all my power settings. So let's go through and set this up TTL mode. Now I'm going to just change camera view for this so that you guys can see this properly. And I'm basically just going to do a close-up of the transmitter and perhaps my camera menu, so you can see what I'm changing in my GFX to make this work with HSS. Okay, I haven't really used high-speed sync in my work either, but it's not to say that I won't. But having a little look through this, it is really simple to set up. So let's get into that now. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the menu systems. So here, if I had more banks of lighting here, I've only got, as I said, I've only got one head, so it's only showing channel A, then it would show me A, B, C, D in E straight down here. And to change the power of any one light, you just select it till it highlights. And you just turn the dial and press select and it's done. If, like in this instance, you've only got one light, you want a larger screen, you just press the TCM button and it will show you just my light in group A, and then I can literally just adjust from there all my power in and out. Now, even if I wanted to keep my large menu, if I had one on B or C or D, I would just press the respective button all the way down through to change them on a large screen, or just go back to the main screen and I can see them all on one bank. Really, really handy. So that's really nice straight away. Big display, battery power at the top. Mine's running low already. Nice display there. And here you've got modeling bulb or modeling light. You can turn the power of you can turn your modeling bulb on your Pixapro unit on or off. If you want to control all of them, you press all and it will select all your lights, and you can turn your modeling bulb on and off, or you can change the power on all of them as a group. So say you wanted to bring all your lights up by half a stop, you'd select all and just turn your dial half a stop of power, and it would affect all of them in your groups. Really nice and simple. Easy to change your mode. You've got your mode button. Obviously we're in manual mode, then it goes to multi-mode, and if I come back to a larger menu here, you can see my group A and M for manual mode. Then it goes to off, so let's turn my light off, and it comes to TTL, and it comes to manual. Really, really simple. Your test button is there. Whoops, the light is still plugged in. Really good. You've got a reset button there, and if you say you're shooting, you've got your lighting set up and you don't want to accidentally knock any of these settings or any of your lights, if you just hold down your mode button for 2 seconds, it then locks all these buttons out so you can't accidentally change them, and locked remains on screen so you know if it's locked or not. And to take it off, just press that button again and it unlocks your menus. Really, really nice. Now I know for a fact that the TCM mode, which also enlarges your screen, is also for TTL. So once you get your TTL setting set up, if you then don't want that TTL setting to vary, say you're in a fixed lighting and fixed shooting scenario, if you then hold that down for 2 seconds, it will then convert your TTL capture settings into a manual mode. So therefore it means it won't keep changing with TTL variants of light or whatever may be coming through the lens. So it means you can also have that as a base then. If you wanted to edit anything manually and come out of TTL, it's already given you the base TTL settings to work from, and then you can adjust manually from there. So really, really nice. But overall, it's just so damn simple. I mean, I'm quite a simple user when it comes to these. I perhaps don't use all the bells and whistles. It's just the way I shoot, but I know other people will probably take advantage of some of the features. You know, you've got your zoom function here as well, which is for your lenses, so you can set, I'm assuming, your lens variants right up to 200 mil. I just leave it on auto. I don't really need to change anything like that. So that's really cool as well, but really, really nice. So let's just power it on and have a look and see what's going on. Here we are with my camera set at 125th of a second, its native flash sync speed, and my aperture's f2.8 and my ISO's 100. So let's just take it from base value there. As I say, my flash value output is 1/256th of a second, as you can see. There we go, so that's recorded nicely. So let's now just take my shutter speed up to 1,000th of a second. Let's just update our flash power, say, to a 16th. And there it is again. Absolutely perfect. So let's go, my maximum shutter speed on my GFX is 1/4000th. Okay. So let's just put that to an 1/8 power. And again, working an absolute treat. So there you go, a little display of high-speed sync with the new Pixapro ST-IV or the Godox X Pro Transmitter on the Fujifilm GFX with the Pixapro CD600 Pro head, or the Godox Pro AD600 that will be. Lovely, really happy with the results on that. Well guys, there we go. Really damn simple to use, even on the GFX. So now my GFX that has a focal plane shutter, not a leaf shutter system, where my sync speed for flash is 1/125th of a second, or 1/125th of a second, or below, of course, now means that with the new ST4 or the Godox X Pro, Godox for those in America, that's like tomatoes for us here in the UK and Europe, is damn good. Really, really nice. I love the simplicity of it. I love how easy it was to just connect it to my camera, turn the damn thing on, turn my light on, and as long as my channel and group was the same, it was working already. Now I know you can also give these IDs, and in the CD600 Pros, you've got a function in the menu to ID it with the transmitter. So it means if you've got other groups of lighting somewhere else, you can ID your transmitter to your lights. So all your lights, you can ID the same and keep them synced together. But simplicity, even on the GFX. So now, who knows, if I get some spare time and a little bit more playtime in the studio or on location, I might be able now to take advantage with the GFX of shooting in high-speed sync and taking advantage of shooting up to 1/4000th of a second, which, as you've just seen, is so easy to set up in your menu in the GFX, and this one pretty much follows suit. And as soon as you pick HSS, your light changes as soon as your first shot fires. So that is awesome, absolutely awesome. And Godox Pixapro, thank you for bringing this out, because yeah, I do have a few Pixapro lights in my arsenal now. You know, I don't feel the need for my personal kit where I don't have a studio anymore because I'm in so many other commercial studios around the world, and I don't always take my lighting. So You know, when I'm in pro studios, commercial studios, doing commercial shoots or campaigns, I'm generally using what's in-house, or we hire in for the client anyway. So Profoto, Broncolor are the mains that you find in those kind of places. But for my own stuff, yeah, I've got the City 600s, which are the battery systems. So for me, portability is key, and I can throw a couple of heads in a backpack with a couple of lights, and the transmitter is all in there now. So thank heavens the ST-III is no longer the main one, because the menu system, in all honesty, just used to do my head in. But lovely. First impressions, which is what this is. I like it. You do have an infrared transmission switch on the side of here as well, so you've got a few other features. But for me, banging in and out for what I do, my kind of work in the studio, is absolutely perfect. You've also got USB-C in the side of there if you want to upgrade firmware and things. And of course, you can hardwire that to cable that into lights and things, or into cameras and things as well. So there's many, many options. But lovely little scroll wheel. Let me just turn that on so it lights up. Lovely little scroll wheel on there. Just do that and just select. And like I say, just pick the groups that you want if you've had it in large print view. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much easier to use, and much easier now to scroll through. You know, if you've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 lights in your setup, to scroll through and change from here. Now, I do know that the app is coming. I've got the app already, but from what I can understand, you need something else to make that work. So it's in the pipeline, which is good stuff. So that'll be for iPhone, iPad, because I'm an Apple user. But I do know that it already opens, and you can, if you've got the Bluetooth link, you can already control your lighting. I can't do that at the moment because I need something else for it. But it does work. So awesome. Awesome. First impressions, like it. And they're not that expensive. In all fairness, they're not that expensive compared to my Pocket Wizards, you know, which are damn good. And I've used them for many, 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 many years. And I will keep them in my kit bag for certain things and certain locations with other brands of lighting or cross lighting. In comparison, it's working well. Okay, so yeah, I'm liking it a lot. So thank you guys. If you've liked that little first impressions, it's not an extensive review and a shoot to show you. That will come at a later date. Maybe I'll bring it on set on the next one, and we can get some B-roll of that in action for you to see, and to see how I'm using it, and see how reliable it is. See how reliable that signal is. But at the moment, yes, it works, and it works just fine. Which I'm really happy with. But yeah, thanks for watching, and remember, leave me some comments, leave me some suggestions in the comments below of any other things that you may want to see coming up, basically. Remember to tick, like, and subscribe, and I will bring you some more things soon. There will be another 30-second top tip video coming soon as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But remember, always leave me some suggestions in the comments. Oh, also, guys, I forgot to say, which I have mentioned in other things as well, the guys at Pixapro have been very generous for the viewers, and they have given me a discount code to offer you all. So if you look at the link below, look at the description below, it's in there. There's a little discount code in there. So that's not just for this, that is for a lot of the Pixapro stuff, which you can find at essentialphoto.co.uk, which is on my screen. But my discount code will give you 5% off, okay? Now, I don't get paid for that, or I don't get any endorsement for that, or any payment for that. That is purely their generosity for everybody watching this that uses the Pixapro brands. All right, so anything you buy from Essential Photo, you can use that discount code. But yeah, awesome. Looking forward to using it on my X Pro 2s, XT2s, and things like that as well. It all seems to be connecting very, very well. So really happy with that. But yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.